Hello Wolfpack. I know I said I wouldn't be making a video today, but I caught myself having some spare time from my busy schedule today, and I figured I'd make a quick video because why not? I understand that the market is in a bit of an interesting position, as it always tends to be when you have a busy day. As you guys will probably experience, whenever you have the busiest day, something tends to happen in the market that needs your attention, which is just typical, to be honest. But that's how it is. Apparently, someone is out to get us. So looking at it overall, from what I've seen and from what we've kind of predicted in the past, nothing really too, dramatic has happened. Yeah, it's a little bit unexpected. We did have that fractal or that cyclical theory analysis about going up after November 16th. We did have that. That's been invalidated. And we've kind of had a bit of correction a bit after what we expected, and this is due to multiple reasons, in my personal opinion. It's due to the fact that the 5-year plus long-term Bitcoin holders are having a bit of a sell-off right now after they saw what they thought was a double top here at around 66k, and I understand that it does look like a double top, and it didn't look very bullish at the time. I was hoping for the bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern to play out here, but it actually didn't play out. We got rejected by our red rejection box, which we did list out. We listed out that red rejection box was probably our most important area to take, and we failed to take it, unfortunately, and we headed downwards. And we've seen a harsh correction because of that, but as of right now, and as what I'm seeing a lot of people and the sentiment in the market shift very quickly, which in my opinion is bullish, right? It's bullish because, first of all, nothing has actually been invalidated yet. Right? Think about that for a second. Take a breath, calm down. Nothing has been invalidated yet. Right? I'm not saying that it won't be invalidated. The point of this video is to point out at what point when it will be invalidated, right? At what point will it be invalidated, if it is, right? And what we're seeing in the market on a general basis is a correction from a new all-time high, clearly not a double top, right? A double top isn't going from 67k to 69k. A double top is topping out at 66k twice. Okay, it's not a double top. It's also not a double top on a macro scale, right? Our first top here was at 65k, right? We went up to 66, 7, and then 69, right? It's not a double top by any means. It's clearly a bull market continuation. But what people are interested in, what they're interested in right now is that we've gone back down to 60k when a lot of people would have been saying that November is a moon time season. And I want to remind you guys, and I say this in my videos over and over and over again, and people seem to conveniently forget it, but I will stand by this, and I say it every video where I make a prediction, I say that the cyclical theory, although compelling, although is a guideline, it should be used as nothing more than a guideline. We only have 2 data points of what's happened in the past, right? Typically, it plays out pretty well, right? We had a bottom in July, we had a bottom in September, and we had new all-time highs by October. That's happened every single cycle, but we can't really pin it down to the day when it's only happened 2 times, right? It's just not enough data. So I don't think a correction like this down to 60k is by any means a invalidation of the whole bull market. In fact, I would say we can go as low as 53k. 53k. If we go below 53k, I would have to concede that we're probably not going to be seeing new all-time highs in Bitcoin, and that's if we close below it, right? I don't care about wicks. I don't care about any of that. Wicks don't matter to me, right? We had wicks below 30k in July. It didn't mean we dropped below 30k, right? We held 30k. But, and we had wicks below 40k in September, but ultimately we hold 40k. So 53k, if we see bearish continuation below that point, that's where I'm going to be looking at as a potential bear market, right? Because that's losing this high, and it's also forming a lower low as well, and we'll be forming lower highs along the way. So that's just completely flipping the trend. But until that point, I don't see any reason at all in the charts to kind of see this as a bearish price action at all, right? This is actually very bullish. All you need to do is look at the Fear Greed Index, right? All you need to do is look at Ethereum. Look at this upwards trend we saw in Ethereum, right? This upwards trend was very unsustainable. We predicted, right, a few days ago, we made a video. We said late November, early December correction. It's happened sooner, right? It's happened sooner. It's happened 2 weeks before we expected, or maybe a week, depending on what you consider late November. But it's happened, right? And it's happened. That's as we predicted. And this is healthy. And if you watch that video, you see that this is extremely healthy. We need this to happen. This happens every cycle before we see a move up. What I think has happened for Bitcoin is the wave 2 peak has actually come in significantly lower, and we're still going to be making new all-time highs. But I think some of those price targets up in the 200k, 300k, 400k region region are getting cut down now. And that is why I didn't make those price targets. I'm conservative because I have a reason to be conservative. Diminishing returns and the fact that there's literally no reason to be over optimistic, because if your price target gets met and you're conservative, you can just readjust, right? So would I say 113k is still conservative? I would say it's still conservative. You know, if you look at how much we've moved up in previous cycles from, December to January, particularly looking up to what's happening in next week, which is Thanksgiving and Black Friday in the US, right? Black Friday and Thanksgiving that week, right? From November the 25th to December the 1st or 2nd, I can't remember which one, is actually statistically the most bullish week for Bitcoin in history, right? That is the week in which Bitcoin has the highest returns in history. Last bull market in that week, we saw 33% returns. Adjusted for diminishing returns, if we see a 22% return from that region, we start out at 60k. That's going to bring us all the way up to 73k, right? Say we start out at, we've got a week to get to this point. Say we come back up to maybe 64k. That's going to bring us up to 80k, right? So, we've got that to look forward to. I really strongly don't think that this is the time to be selling. Do I think it's the time to be buying? Yes, I'd say yes, but it's a hesitant yes, right? I would be waiting for further continuation because, this is unexpected. The limited data points we have from the last two cycles did not suggest that we'd be dropping to 60k again. That is unique. That doesn't invalidate the whole bull cycle, right? One day of price action doesn't invalidate anything on a longer term scale, but it wasn't expected. And for that reason, I would probably be waiting for a successful hold of 60k. And look, and the way I put it in my Twitter this morning, for those of you who really want to get a firm idea of what I'm actually genuinely thinking on the market here is let's just go over this again, right? If we go below 53k, close below it, we're gone. Bull market's over. My personal opinion, as of right now. If we go below 58k and close below 58k, I don't care about wicks. We close below 58k. That's when I'd be selling my altcoins. That's when I'd be de-risking, getting out of the market. If it comes back up, you can always buy in slightly higher. But that's a point in which we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose that because once we lose that region, 58k, we form a lower low construction and we exit the upwards trend. So 58k is actually probably the most important region right now that I'm looking at. Right? If we bottom out at 58k, we see a double bottom and we move to the upside. Right? If we bottom out at 60k, we see all of this bottoming out at 60k. We bottom out again, we move to the upside. Right? So 60k or 58k, those are really critical points for daily closes. We don't really want to be going lower than 58k. And if we go below 53k, that's where I'm going to consider the bull market to be kind of over, to be honest. Especially considering, and let me just say again, and sorry if I'm jumbling around in this video, I really wasn't prepared to make a video today. I just thought I'd get one out quickly just to share some views. But, the bull market support band is very important. We can see that in September, it actually held a support here. And that was for one of the reasons why we said that 40k was going to hold, because the bull market support band was in that region. Notice how the bull market support band is creeping up to 53k. And if we do see a retest of 53k, it's probably going to look something like that. And by that time, the bull market support band will be well and truly at 53k. And we will be retesting the bull market support band. So if we drop below 53k, we're basically dropping below the bull market support band. And if we drop below the bull market support band, we're typically entering bear markets, or at least bearish phases. Every time that happens, we've entered a bearish phase. Look what happened in May. We dropped below the bull market support band, we dropped down further, and we did this for 3 months. And then we finally moved to the upside, flipped it for support, and held it, and then moved to the upside again, right? So dropping below 53k would be coinciding with the drop below the bull market support band, which is one of the reasons why I think 53k is the most critical level to hold. 53k, the most critical level to hold at this point in time in the market. So that's what I'm looking at. And as for Ethereum, I said that we'd be bottoming out around the 4k region. I think we could most likely actually bottom out a little bit higher than that. Just due to the fact that Bitcoin is at 60k right now. And if Bitcoin holds 60k for support, that's probably going to look like a bottom for Ethereum as well. But I want to keep in mind, guys, as well, one more thing I just wanted to say about the Bitcoin chart is, if we do see, by some stroke of unlikeliness, the bull market ending right now, you have to remember that, that doesn't mean the altcoins are done. Because what did we see here back in April? If you guys remember April, this is what happened. We topped out in April, we dropped down, and then in this region here, this lower construction, this dead cat bounce, that is when the altcoins in the market went 3x, 5x, right? So say that happens again, something similar happens again, we drop down, maybe to 58k, we have a little dead cat bounce, and then we drop down further for a bear market. This region here is when the altcoin season will happen. even though we're not in a peak bull run, we're not like, at 100k, 200k, we still have to see an altcoin season because the money flow of cryptocurrency has to continue. So I don't think we're done for altcoins, even if we enter a bear market here, right? That's very important to note. The total to index, which is the altcoin market cap on a total scale, so this is basically all of the money wrapped up in altcoins, is testing a very critical level, and this is between these two blue lines. These blue lines are formed from the top out in September and the top here in May. You can see that we're currently seeing dips into that region. We don't really want to be seeing a daily candle close below 1.46 trillion because that would, again, this area would break for support essentially, and we'd go below and act as resistance once again. And it took a long time to get through. Right? We saw a rejection here, and we consolidated for 3 months before we could finally break through. So we really want to be closing that over 1.46 million. So there are a lot of things to be looking at right now. Lots of things, and I understand that this can be confronting, especially when people are constantly being fed that Bitcoin's going to 200k or 300k by the end of the year. Right, that's why I try to keep it as neutral as possible on this channel. Yes, I am bullish. Yes, I still think it's going to go up. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's a sure thing and every single video tell you what you want to hear for likes and views. That's not what I do here. Right? I'm pretty sure that we can all agree that I've been pretty consistent in the fact that I tell you the bullish case and I tell you the bearish case. And then I tell you which one I think is more likely. I'm very open to having alternative views discussed in the comment section and in my Telegram group, and I imply, and I can include those views in my videos oftentimes. So that's why I made this video. I didn't make this video to tell you guys, don't worry guys, the bottom's in, buy the dip. That's not at all the intention of this video, right? The intention of this video is to tell you, if we drop further, which I personally think isn't the most likely scenario, at what point is it a sure thing that we're going to be seeing a bear market? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.